Friend of my father. In this part of the country, there is no misconception about Edgar Ray, except that he talks too much. But as for the world, he's been made out to be the baddest of the bad.
And that was J.D. Killen, a good friend of Edgar Ray Killen. And before that, Angela, the daughter of James Chaney, who doesn't talk about this case very much. She lives in Meridian. We wanted to go back to Jerry Mitchell very quickly to find out about the other people involved in the killing of Andrew Goodman, James Chaney, Michael Schwerner. Edgar Killen just went to jail in the last few years. What about them? They're free.
Right. Right. There are 4 suspects that are still left in the case. Olin Burridge, who owned the property where they were buried. Richard Willis, who's a police officer in those days, and I just did a story the other day about the fact that FBI documents document that he assaulted at least a dozen African-American men back in those days. Pete Harris, who is another Klansman from Meridian, Mississippi, and then Jimmy Snowden, who was a part of the killing party that went out that night and killed these kids. So those are the 4 men that 4 suspects that are still alive today. And as for me, I'm continuing to write about it.
Ben, why does this matter that these men be pursued?
Well, they committed murder. And if we don't prosecute those people who committed murder, regardless, there's no statute of limitation on murder, then we leave it open for other people to commit these type of crimes and get away with it. The justice system has to work. We all live in America, so it has to work. And in order to make it work, we cannot let a group of people get away, regardless who they are, who commit such crimes. They have to be prosecuted.
And David, even in the case of Killen, he was only convicted for manslaughter, not murder, although he got a significant sentence. But what is your sense about the necessity for everyone being who was involved, who's still alive, being prosecuted?
Well, you have to sort of go back to the time of what was going on. And the majority of people in America are white. And I thought I was well educated at the time, even though I was 17. Of course, when you're 17, you think you know everything. But I didn't have a clue of what went on in this country in many areas. I didn't understand racism, and the majority of white people in this country didn't understand it until they were confronted, as Rita said, with 2 white kids getting killed, and they said, gee, this could happen to my kids. So how is that, which happened almost 50 years ago, relevant to today? We have a media that doesn't educate us, and/or we aren't conscious about what's going on. We're concerned naturally about our own families, paying the rent.
We have 5 seconds.
And this is a way to learn from the past about how we need to pay attention to what's going on today.
Andrew Goodman, Ben Chaney, Mickey Dickoff, Jerry Mitchell, and Bruce Watson, thanks so much for joining us. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. Thanks for joining us.